I'm back with the next part of the Army of the Dead series, and last time everything didn't quite go to plan. The enemy started launching counterattacks on us, we found ourselves in a couple of battles against the Targaryens, but now that we have eliminated them, we can get back on track. There is an enemy army of about 400 soldiers heading west, and apparently they are going to siege Riverrun. Riverrun, I did leave behind some defenders in the garrison. There's currently 400, so I'm hoping they'll be able to at least slow down the enemy army. I doubt they'll be able to fully stop them though. The only issue we have right now is we are no match for their speed, so they're going to be able to outrun us every step of the way. So in order to eliminate them, I'll have to follow them and hope that they do carry out the siege of Riverrun. But it's going to set me back massively. I don't want to run all that way west. I want to keep pushing forward in order to eliminate Dragonstone. So I think we're going to ignore the army. If they do launch an attack, hopefully the others will deal with them, or if not, we'll come back at a later point or something and we'll take them out ourselves. But I am just going to keep pushing forward, going deeper and deeper into enemy territory, and we will eliminate the living. The first castle shall fall shortly. As with all other castle battles, it takes too long to starve the garrison. We're not going to bother building any siege equipment, so as soon as the camp is built, we shall launch our attack. We have just received word though that the enemy army did indeed lay siege to Riverrun. Let's just hope it can hold out for as long as possible and it doesn't fall into enemy hands quickly. If it can take out enough of the enemy army, they won't be able to launch an attack on a second settlement at least. So worst case scenario, we only end up losing Riverrun. But Riverrun is the least of my concern right now. We have an enemy army in front of us and they have a catapult. The enemy have fallen outside the castle once again. I'm sorry lads, but I'm just gonna have to eliminate you all. There shall be no survivors. We shall now quickly scale the ladder and work our way towards the catapult. You put yourself in an awkward position there, my friend. I don't know what the archer was planning. Where are the enemy actually going? What is the plan here, lads? You've just given me your catapult, and you've kinda just given me the wall as well. There is no one here to defend the ladders. Climb, men. Climb quickly. If only I could teach my undead a new ability to just like World War Z up the wall. If they just start stacking bodies on each other, they'll soon get over no problem. You won't have to go single file up the ladder. Instead, you just climb each other and we'll soon be inside. But the enemy are actually annoying me right now. So I'm going to drop some fire bombs on their head. That should soon sort them out, I think. This is what you get for ignoring me. We're starting to inflict some friendly fire, so we need to be careful. But I mean, the men are already undead, so I'm sure it can't hurt that much. But now that we have done that, that should give the men a fighting chance at this point. And we should be able to push forwards. Surely the men don't need me to help them get inside the castle. I've done enough at this point. How have I missed all of those enemy soldiers? I missed about 5 swings in a row. We're just gonna have to keep the archers from rotating. They're trying to secure the walls, but we won't allow them. It's like playing a game of whack-a-mole. The moment one of them moves, they get cut in half. Where do you think you're going, my friends? Alright, one got past. There's still a lot of enemy soldiers guarding the front gate. Alright, and now they're charging me. Back! Back, I say! Where are my reinforcements? Where are my soldiers? I don't see a single man on the wall on the left. Answer this, will you? How does the other side of the castle fall before this side? I dropped so many firebombs on the enemy. We have killed over 100 enemy soldiers ourselves, and yet the other side that I had no part in somehow won. How useless can you be? There's now a brawl in the courtyard. Why is there a lot of enemies in the front gate? We didn't even bring a ram. I bet you they were the soldiers that were supposed to climb the ladders on the other side. For some reason they just fancied abandoning the plan and going through the front gate. Oh man, what am I gonna do with you all? Really? But the castle has fallen. The undead are victorious once more. You know what I've been thinking? After defeating the enemy army for the first time ever, the undead are gonna take a break. We're just gonna rest inside the castle, and I'm going to allow some of the wounded to recover. We have just been informed that Harroway is now under siege. Oh god, there's a damn dragon! Daenerys Targaryen has officially entered the battlefield. The one time I decide to take a break, I wanted to give the soldiers a fighting chance. I wanted them to rest up, and a damn dragon shows up. Alright, undead soldiers, to battle stations, men. We have to see where the dragon is going. Right now we've received word that they're traveling to Riverrun, which isn't ideal. Stonehenge is also under attack. And there's another army of about 500 soldiers on... Oh man, the living is retaliating. An army of 600, an army of 1,000 with a dragon. Stonehenge is under siege, Harroway's under siege. Riverrun is no longer under siege, may I add. That's actually a benefit. Riverrun did indeed finally hold out, although it looks like we didn't lose any defenders, so knowing the enemy, they probably starved or something. But we are now going to have to follow this army belonging to Daenerys. We can't allow a dragon past our borders. The army is getting stronger as the days go by. Harroway is under siege by an army of 500. Stonehenge is under siege by an army of 400. I'm afraid we're gonna have to sacrifice the garrison. They stand a better chance holding off the enemy for as long as possible inside the walls of the castle. Plus, if we take a look at the garrison, tier-wise, they're not exactly the best. Majority of them are just base angry whites. So I'm gonna sacrifice the garrison. They're gonna take down as much of the army as possible, and then we shall launch an attack. We shall eliminate Daenerys and her dragon. The garrison fought valiantly, and they have given us the best opportunity we could ask for. Daenerys' army is down to 750 soldiers. There are 13 enemy lords in the army, so if we win this battle, we can turn 13 of them into generals. We eliminate Daenerys, we take down the dragon, and that is it. House Targaryen will surely fall at that point. It is a fitting loading screen for the battle we're about to enter. Lord help us. To make matters worse, it is a Riverrun battle, and if we learnt anything from the last video, Riverrun battles end up in a canyon, so we have no choice but to charge the enemy head on. We have the cavalry at the ready. In the front, all of my Whitewalker generals. Behind them, undead riders. Are you ready, men? This may be it. The final battle of the undead army. The enemy have a lot of horse archers, so we're going to have to try and eliminate some of those. At least attempt to thin their numbers before the real battle begins. It looks like the enemy cavalry is also charging. And there it is. The damn dragon. I believe the cavalry is set to follow me right now. The infantry is not going to hold out for long, so we're going to have to tell them to engage the enemy. Cavalry, follow me, men. Follow me. The enemy cavalry is in our way right now. We will have to cut through them. But we are about to charge a damn dragon. And we have been eliminated in one. It one-hit us. The dragon. We didn't stand a chance. I was about to lead the cavalry in a mighty charge against the enemy. The men are rallying. They're going to take the fight straight to the enemy. But with a dragon on the battlefield, I really don't know how this is going to go. Hold on a minute. Is the dragon fleeing or regrouping? My soldiers are all scattered all over the battlefield, but they're not giving up. You have to respect the undead. My generals are keeping the army going, even though I just got one shot on the battlefield. They're going to attempt to swarm the dragon, but look at the kill feed. The dragon is killing so many of us. The men are still pushing forward. The undead are swarming the dragon. Will it fall? Or will we lose? I don't know. I believe all that remains is pretty much that dragon. There's 30 enemy soldiers on the battlefield. Go, my undead minions! Attack! Eliminate the dragon! The dragon is just stomping on the undead soldiers. And it has fallen. They have done it. The undead have eliminated Daenerys. I just can't believe after everything we've been through, everything was leading up to this epic fight against the Targaryens, and I just get one shot instantly. It was a costly battle, but thankfully majority of my soldiers are wounded. I guess we're just gonna have to add them to the list. I mean, at this point, I think 3/4 of our army is wounded. But now the time has come to execute Daenerys, turn her into an undead wight, and raise her dragon from the dead. And now with our undead dragon, we are truly unstoppable. The land of the living will no longer be able to stop us. The 7 kingdoms will fall, and the undead will rule. But now we continue our mission east and attack Maidenpool. We'll eliminate any enemy armies along the way that we left last time. There's a small army of less than 400 laying siege to Stonehenge. To be honest with you, if I didn't carry out the attack and just left them be, I reckon the defenders probably could have held them off. Well, this is a little bit awkward. I was pushing all sorts of buttons because I didn't really know what I was doing, and I accidentally jumped off the dragon. And I can't get back up. Oh, man. Our first dragon battle, and this is what happens. I also enabled dragon flight because I weren't too sure what that was going to be like. And now the dragon is flying and it's just stuck there. This just reminds me of Ark. Every time you have a flying mount and accidentally fall off the damn thing. Usually though in that, at least I could whistle them back down. Sadly this time, the dragon is stuck. So we're not going to get to use it for this battle. But men, we shall just charge the enemy. I'm just going to have to charge them on foot. Maybe that's more intimidating. If you face an opponent and they have a dragon and they choose to just leave the dragon there while they run at you on foot, would that scare you? I mean, in all fairness, they'll intimidate me. If they're that confident that they don't need the dragon, it's over before the battle's even begun. But we're just going to quickly run through the enemy. We'll cut them down. They shouldn't hold out for too long. It should be a fairly straightforward and easy battle. And then I can learn how to use the damn dragon. I don't think we faced troops from the Stormlands before. They look to be fairly armoured. They still seem to die from one swing from ice, but to be honest with you, with a weapon like this, I don't think there's many people who would survive a single swing. But the enemy have already broken formation, the cavalry is running through them, so this battle is pretty much over. There's just a ton of enemy reinforcements, but they're all the way at the far back of the map. So we're going to have to close the gap on them. And hang on a minute. Someone has conveniently left their horse for me. Forwards, men! Attack! How do I now own a dragon? And yet here I am on horseback. Oh, man. What a rookie, eh? Let's just hope the Seven Kingdoms don't hear about this. We may become a laughingstock of the Westeros. So after defeating the enemy army, we're going to continue east, and there's another enemy army laying siege to one of my castles. So this may be an opportunity to redeem ourselves. And hang on a minute, there's an army of 500. Can we chase them down? They're probably going to be too quick for us, so I doubt we'll be able to catch up. But we need to find our next target. I have to redeem myself. I can't allow what happened in the previous battle to be my legacy. There is an enemy army of 600 soldiers laying siege to the castle. There's an enemy army of 900 on the way being led by Renly Baratheon, so we could eliminate him shortly as well. How nice of them is it that all the enemy leaders are rallying and meeting me on the battlefield. It saves me a lot of time because I don't have to march to all of their homelands. But we are going to deal with this army first. There's 6 enemy lords. We're not going to enable dragon flight, so I'll be on the ground this time. We just need to work out how to shoot fire. Wait a minute. If I pressed a random button last time and it unmounted me, does that mean they've rebinded the mount button, which is normally F? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That explains why I fell off the dragon last time. They changed the unmount button. Oh man, because I think I pressed something like Z. Although that being said, it did say press F to like dismount. Oh, don't tell me I can't get back on it again. No, I only pressed Z to prove a point. No! Wait a minute. What if I run up the wing? Okay, never mind. You kind of just glitched through the wings. Please don't tell me I've made the same. I was proving a point. I genuinely think we've made the exact same mistake. I can't get back on the dragon. And now we're going to have to fight the battle without it. Damn. You stupid. Oh. We just dealt like 300 damage to it. I probably shouldn't do that. And now it's running away. I'm sorry, Mr. Dragon. Oh god, I think we upset him. He's gone. The dragon's had enough. It's just left the battlefield. Alright. Cavalry. You may as well just charge the enemy. There's like 400 of you and 600 of them. Infantry. You may as well actually all just charge. I'm now gonna have to run across the entire battlefield. My dragon's just gone. He's pouting because I attacked him. I mean, I don't blame the guy. I did kind of swing a massive two-handed sword at the poor thing. But I now have to run across the biggest open field in Westeros, it seems, in order to eliminate the enemy. The cavalry has finally arrived, so they're going to begin cutting down the enemy forces. I'll be next to arrive then, shortly followed by the infantry. And we have finally entered the battlefield. Fear not, soldiers. Your king has arrived. At least we made progress this time. Last battle we jumped off the dragon without doing a single thing. This time I at least learnt how to shoot the fire. We didn't really get to utilize it, but we are making progress at least. Who knows, maybe third time lucky we'll actually kill someone with the dragon. There's so much cavalry on the battlefield right now, it's hard to try and swing ice at the enemy. There are now enemy reinforcements on the other side of the river. Now I've got to cross back over the damn thing. It took me long enough to arrive on the battlefield in the first place. But it doesn't look like there's many enemies remaining, so we're just going to clean up here, move on, and we'll need to find a new target in order to utilize the dragon. Alright, with that army out of the way, Renly Baratheon, my friend. Is it your turn to face the undead horde? Shall you be the next king of Westeros to fall to the undead? Due to the size of Renly's army, he's not able to escape. Although that being said, across the river from us right now is a lot of undead soldiers. Is that also Mance Rayder over there? I wonder if he can see us on our dragon. Shall we give him a little wave? But there's like 5,000 plus undead soldiers all taking the last castle belonging to the Vale, I believe. Oh, never mind. That castle did fall earlier, but it looks like the enemy have retaken it. But that's the least of my concerns right now. We are going to take down Renly Baratheon. We are going to utilize the dragon for once. My cavalry is right behind me. We are going to charge head on in with the dragon. I am going to unleash dragon fire. I said I'm going to unleash dragon fire. Where's the damn dragon fire? Okay, we're just going to walk on the enemy apparently. That's what we're going to do instead. We're just going to stomp them all, crush them. Right, hang on a minute. There we go. There's the dragon fire. Ha ha! Hold on a minute. Have we basically eliminated all of the infantry? Alright men, you may as well just charge. It was an interesting experiment. I ended up just kind of walking on the enemy. But now we're going to unleash another wave of dragon fire. And that's basically all of the infantry gone. And now the cavalry shall clean up. It is truly over for the living. They cannot stop us now. All shall fall to the undead. Where are the enemy reinforcements? It doesn't look like the Dragonfire friendly fires either. Our men are just running straight through it. This is actually insane. We have become the most overpowered being in all of Westeros. All shall bow before me, or meet the dragon fire. Thanks to this as well, we shouldn't lose as much troops in the battle. As long as I eliminate most of the enemy soldiers for them, it means the wounded will have an opportunity to recover. With how overpowered the dragon is, I feel like it should be able to friendly fire. Oh no, we've accidentally dismounted it again! At least thankfully this time it's at the end of the battle and we've eliminated about 600 enemy soldiers. Well then, that's a little bit more than I thought. I knew we eliminated quite a lot, but 650 of them? But as I was saying, I feel like the dragon fire should commit a lot of friendly fire. The troops shouldn't be immune to it. For having something that strong, you probably need like a counterbalance to punish you for using it. I think with our newly found power, it is time to change course. We were going to make our way through Maidenpool to Duskendale to Dragonstone, but after eliminating Daenerys, Dragonstone has massively dropped in my list of priorities. I don't see the point in sailing over there just to eliminate the garrison. The whole point was to head over there and face the Dragon Lords head on, and well, we have done exactly that, just in an open field. Instead, we are just going to turn our attention straight to King's Landing. We are going south on the road to King's Landing, and we shall take the Iron Throne for ourselves. The reason I've altered the course so much and decided to just launch an attack on King's Landing straight away is because it feels like we're basically unstoppable with this dragon. There's no point conquering all the other areas, taking down the other armies, when we know we're going to eliminate them all. So I am going to march, take the Iron Throne, and then, who knows, that may be the end of the playthrough. It does line up nicely with the DLC releasing Wednesday. The time has come to lay siege to King's Landing. The enemy defenders outnumber us. There's 1,500 of them. The garrison cannot be starved because they're made up of gold cloaks. I assume because they're a special type of garrison, the food doesn't matter. The garrison is made up of 900 soldiers and they're all City Watch soldiers. I think they're better than your standard militia troops. There are a couple enemy lords here as well that we'll have to eliminate, but it is time to launch the final attack. We have destroyed the defences, we have cracked open the walls, and now we go. To eliminate the land of the living once and for all, and to take the Iron Throne for ourselves. It is truly over for the living. They have indeed given us our dragon. The enemy have giant ballistas on the walls. Whether they're effective or not, I have no idea. But we shall march forwards, and we shall kill the living. We can't use dragon fire because we're blocked by object or terrain. Back it up. Back it up, dragon. How about now? Nope. Back it up a little bit more. How about now? There we go. It's not as dramatic as we thought it'd be, but we are just gonna burn our way through the enemy. It is over for you, my friends. It is over. The land of the living falls today. I think the dragon is too big and it can't get through the gap. This is gonna be a bit awkward. What should we do in this scenario, I guess? We can shoot from the sidelines, but I need to find a way inside. Do I burn down the front gate? Will that be effective? Let's take a look, shall we? We can indeed burn down the front gate. The question is, do we fit? We don't. Well, this is awkward. Back it up. I think we need some like reversing lights on this thing. If I get near the wall, can I kill all the soldiers on top? I guess not. We should be able to shoot our way through the gap here though. Give the men a fighting chance like we did on the other side. That should do the trick. The men should be able to get inside now. Maybe a couple more fire bursts just to eliminate the enemy. And there we go. Can we somehow wiggle our way through? I don't think we can. I think if we want to enter King's Landing, we're not going to be able to do it on the back of the dragon. We are going to have to get off, it seems. Damn the enemy. Why did they have to design castles not for dragons? How inconsiderate. That being said, you'd assume I'd just be able to fly over the wall or something, right? But we'll take one quick look at the other side of the castle, just so I can see what's going on, whether the men have breached or not. And it looks clear. Alright. Thank you, dragon. I appreciate the support, but I am now going to have to get the job done without you, my friend. I'm afraid we're going to have to carry out the rest of the siege of King's Landing on foot. There are gold cloak soldiers holding us back in the courtyard, and there are a lot of enemy reinforcements closing in on our position. Forwards, warriors! Eliminate the living! This is the last stronghold. That's a lie, there's still half the map to conquer. This is the last real stronghold belonging to the enemy. There are a lot of enemies fighting us in the streets right now. My men seem to be held up by something. What's going on? Are you all just admiring like the silk in the shop? There are even more enemy soldiers around the corner. For a lot of them, their morale has been broken, so they're fleeing. This poor guy's got himself stuck in the local butcher's. Oh, there are additional enemy soldiers rallying. They are just recruits though, so they're not really going to be able to do anything. I respect the effort, but it is for nothing, my friends. If the gold cloaks and the city watch couldn't stop us, I don't know what the recruits expect to pull off. But it looks as though the battle is pretty much over at this point. There are just a handful of enemy soldiers scattered around the castle. We're just going to have to run through the streets eliminating them. But King's Landing has indeed fallen to the undead. Well, what have we stumbled upon here then? An army of City Watch soldiers just hanging around? Why weren't you taking part in the fight, men? You watched as the civilians gave their lives, the fresh recruits charged us on the battlefield while you all hid here? Shameful, men. Shameful. You were supposed to be the ones who protect the city. But the battle is over. King's Landing has fallen. With the fall of King's Landing, a new age begins in Westeros, one ruled by the undead. The living tried everything in their power to stop us. They put a giant wall in our way. We fought giants, we fought dragons, we fought all our way through the Seven Kingdoms, eliminated the Starks, the Lannisters, the Baratheons, even the Targaryens. None could stand in our way, and now we sit upon the Iron Throne. We have accomplished our final goal. We have achieved exactly what we set out to do, to take over the living. And now, nothing can stop us. Actually, that's a lie. There may be one other. And that is the Night King himself. He calls himself ruler of the undead, but I'm afraid that title is already taken. Maybe we'll have to track him down one day and fight him on the battlefield to decide who is the true ruler of the undead horde. Sadly, I wasn't able to wear my armor inside the castle. We were at least able to bring in the crown. So that's something, I suppose. But otherwise, we're there in our rags. But I think if the DLC does drop Wednesday and it is in a good playable state, then I think this is a natural end to this playthrough. We can then look into moving on to the latest version of Bannerlord and start sailing the seas. But if it turns out that the DLC does have some issues in the beginning, which, I mean, these days, you can kind of expect some problems, but whether that'll actually put a stop to me being able to play it or not, I'll have no idea. Or maybe the DLC doesn't actually drop Wednesday and gets delayed. Who knows? I mean, I'll be a bit surprised at this point if they decide to delay it this close to release. But if it's not playable, maybe we'll continue with this playthrough. I'll try to find some other things to do. Maybe we'll sail into Essos. Maybe we'll eliminate the last kingdoms. I'm not too sure. But that is going to be it for now. And as always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.